Tzvi Lebetkin. I'm laughing because I just thought of an analogy. I have to tell you. Hi there, my Tzvi Lebetkin, the rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So, what's the name of that movie with a bunch of friends, and as kids, one was kidnapped and repeatedly raped? But what was the name? It was directed by Clint Eastwood. Sean Penn in it, and I can't remember the name. But anyway, so it was a good movie. Okay, it was directed by Clint Eastwood. I remember having Sean Penn in it. I can't remember who else was in it, but there was a scene in it where you know the boy, when he was kidnapped, it all took place like 20, 30 years later after they all grown up, right? But there's a scene in it where he was being kept in a basement, right? And you see the bad people go in the room because they're about to rape this kid, right? It was awful, right? And he's like, no, not again. And I have a dark sense of humor. I will admit to that. That's really what I thought about when I said, how on earth am I going to describe my feelings going into a new Kurtzman Star Trek? Oh no, not again. So yeah, they got a new one out, and they're trying their best. They're trying their darndest. They really are. They want to do an episodic, traditional Star Trek thing. They can't do it. I mean, they really just can't do it. They can't put it together. They don't have the talent. They don't have the time. They can't do it. Man, it's there's so much 2022isms in there. On the upside though, Nurse Chapel, super hot, okay? And I think I like the Doctor Mabenda. I don't know what his name is. Apparently he was in the original series. I don't remember him at all. I think I like him because I think Nurse Chapel's hot, and I do think Nurse Chapel is indeed very hot. I like a bit of Lycan, which for me I think just feels like real Star Trek. Quite frankly, they have a girl playing Uhura who looks like a weird little boy, like a head shade. I don't understand, and really they just have they. It's nearly good, right? They have two stunning and brave Mary Sue women characters. Too many, right? You got rid of them and wrote some interesting scripts, which this isn't, right? Their attempt at doing a traditional Star Trek script is just dull. It's a dull sub. I think I describe it as a subpar Voyager script, right? Everything we see in this show is being on a script level is being done way better in the Orville, with the exception of Nurse Chapel. You should bring her over into the Orville. Keep the costume. I like the costume. Everything did that way better in the Orville, much more. In fact, the point of this episode, this First Contact episode, they've done better in the Orville, I think, 3 times, and they've only done 2 short bloody seasons. It's unbelievable how bad it, and it's not bad, how incompetent it is. So anyway, yes, we got a new Star Trek show. We got a new Star Trek show I'm going to be reviewing. I reviewed it on my live stream last night. I've watched it, so you don't have to. This is full spoiler. Full spoiler. If you don't want to be spoiled, this is not for you. Thank you for the view. But this is full spoiler. Absolute full spoiler. And I take the piss as much as I can, because that's really what you should do with this sort of thing. Spoil and take the piss. That's my heartfelt recommendation. Fine, before we get into it, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. YouTube are not my biggest fans, right? I was reviewing a drama podcast, which I can't even talk about it. If I speak about it, it's the Doctor Who podcast called Redacted, and if I say the words how they describe it, they're gonna zap my channel, right? They've done it twice, so I cannot talk about it, but because of that, YouTube are not my biggest fans right now. So if you can hit the like, share, and subscribe button, that's all great. If you can comment, let me know you know. Do comment. Let me know what you think. It's worth talking about. It is worth talking about. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Sign up to my Substack, my email newsletter, where you'll be kept in contact of what's going on. If you ever don't see content going on my channel every day, you know something's amiss. YouTube has taken me off. I'm over on Rumble. Join me on Rumble. Rumble's awesome. I love Rumble. So yeah, I will always be there. But if you sign up to my newsletter, you know what's going on. Fine. With that introduction, let's hand over to me talking about Star Trek once again from last night. Oh god! So we got another 10 weeks of this, and I think, am I done after that? there's no new Star Trek after that, is there? There's just Lower Decks. I can forget about that, can't I? Oh, and then we can rest until Discovery comes back. Oh, another season of Discovery. That's actually the biggest problem with this show. They really tie it strongly to Discovery. Why? Discovery's an unwatchable piece of shit. Why would you tie your show to an unwatchable piece of shit? Oh, because it's made by idiots. That's why. It's made by idiots who've never read a Star Trek encyclopedia or indeed would know how to. Fine. As I said, I'm going to hand over to myself. Let me know what you think. Star Trek, Star Trek. They want to so much be Star Trek. They want to so much be Star Trek. So they got this new opening, and it goes, I didn't get enough screen grabs of it. It's very colorful. It goes, shoo, swish, and they swish around, and they end up on the Star Trek logo, and swish, Star Trek universe. Oh, a universe of Star Trek. Oh. And then, right. So we're starting off. Okay, this reminds me much more of what's that thing called again? Alien Encounter, maybe? It was in the Trocadero in London. It moved around a lot. It was basically you got to be in an aliens movie. So like you went into this thing, and when it was like a group of 13 of you, they took you into a room, and it was like a room from like it looked like you're in one of the a set in Aliens, you know, like a very industrial. And he said, okay, and the guy was there dressed as a space marine, right? This is worth the tangent because it's so much better. And he said, okay, we're here to view the xenomorph facility. This is London. It was American. It was very cool. And so we're here to view the xenomorph facility. We have a xenomorph. It's locked down. We're just going to go and check your clearances. We'll be back in a second. They go out. And then when you went in the room, it goes dark. Poof. And then lights go on. Lights go, it was just like this, right? Just like this picture over here. It was really, really cool. And the guy comes in with a pulse rifle and says, okay, they broke it out. You've got to follow me. And he takes you running up down corridors and an alien there goes, and he's firing at it. The sound's incredible. But this first scene is like that. Okay, so you go, wow. And you have a bit of an annoying monologue about First Contact. I think it's this monologue about First Contact. I think it might be number one speaking. And of course, it's somebody in authority. So can you guess her gender, and her skin color? Oh my gosh! Wow, she's black. That's so strange. Who would have thought such a thing? That's so strange because nobody ever seen that on TV ever before, right? So she's like, get it on screen. So then I walked up to turn the camera up so I could see better. And he's like, okay, we're trying to get it on screen. And they're looking. And it's like they're trying to get the picture up. And like, what is that? And it's a starship, right? They found a starship, right? And then, do they have the titles? I think they have the titles then. I can't remember. No, I probably got the titles, so they didn't have that. Then you have this opening scene in Montana, and it's beautiful, right? This is about Star Trek being absolutely beautiful. It really, really is. PD Rich says, it'll never be Star Trek because none of them can read the fucking Star Trek encyclopedia. You're right. You're 100%. You are so right, right? And if you could, it'd be wonderful. So anyway, it's in Montana, and this opening scene, here's the annoying thing. They got the bare bones of an interesting story. It's boring as shit. I mean, you need to make the story much more interesting. But you got the bare bones of interesting character arcs going on, sort of nearly. Some of them you don't need. And so you're seeing here. So he's in Montana. Pike is in Montana, and he's watching The Day the Earth Stood Still, which I really quite like. Some morning, he's making breakfast, and he's got to go in bed. And I like this. This is painting a nice sketch of the character of Pike and where he is. And by the time we finish the scene, I have a much better idea. Now, the real problem is they link it far too much to Star Trek Discovery. Like, why? Why are you touching that dog shit? Right? Why are you touching that dog shit like it's not dog shit? Don't even mention Discovery. And they do it a lot in this. Okay, so she wakes up and says, making breakfast, and he's like, your phone's ringing. He's like, let it ring, I'm not picking up. And then they have breakfast together. And he's like, you really need to get back to work. It's like, again, they keep his communicating going, he's not picking it up. He says, look, he said, look, I just need to take some time. They agreed, we're not doing anything till the Enterprise is finished in dry dock or whatever, or refit or whatever it's doing right now. And I got another week, I'm not picking it up, right? And Susie's asking like when she's shipping out, and I just kind of like it's a bit soap opera-y right now, because that's really all they can do. But it's not obnoxious shit right now, right? And so they have a bit of a smooch, and I like that. And she has to go. I think she's going at 6 a.m, and he's like keeps ignoring his phone, his communicator, which I like. Oh. Lucky to them having a party outside now. Oh man, they started at 8. God help us. When are they going to go to? I hope they're only going to go to 11. Help us. That's what the neighbors from hell I was talking about before. Anyway, so he's out riding his horses, doing a nice little horse riding. And again, beautiful cinematography. I like the did I get the these wonderful like wind farms. It looks fabulous, right? And we've seen this from the trailer where he's riding the horse and a shuttle comes down. Do we have a shuttle comes down? And again, everything looks beautiful, right? Looks beautiful. And again, then it sets itself in a parallel universe because we have Admiral Robert April, who's become black incredibly. See, that's what the 23rd century can do to you. Will turn you black sometimes, and God help you if you're Irish and red hair. It's gonna mess you up totally. He said, "We need to get you, Chris." He said, "I got a week." I said, "No, this is an emergency." Again, everything is very, very. How can I explain this? Very basic, right? Very, very. Like. But it's all very basic, right? It's very, very simplistic, basic ideas of storytelling. They can't. Well, it has to be its own universe now, P.D. Rich. How can you reconcile this? It's certainly not. It's certainly in its own universe, which also exists with Discovery, right? So P.D. said he had a blackectomy because he felt he had too much white privilege. He has his white privilege removed. Anyway, he says, listen, there's a number one's gone missing. She was doing her first contact, and we haven't heard from her for 2 weeks. Someone's got to go and save her. And the Enterprise is the only it's exactly Star Trek the motion picture. The Enterprise is the only ship in the way. How is that possible in Star Trek motion picture? And how's that possible here? Right? I like both places, it's bullshit. We got something heading towards Earth to be here in 36 hours, and the Enterprise is the only ship in the quadrant. You're on fucking planet Earth! What are you talking about? What, you want to keep one round the like what? What about Titan shipyards? Don't they have a couple knocking about? What the hell? So, anyway, but again, he's the only ship in the fleet, right? He has to go with it. We have to go and get her. We need you to go rescue her because I'm a black man now. I said, okay, fine, I'll go, right? And are we in the new titles yet? Oh yeah, so we're in the titles. Mediocre, looks beautiful, starts nicely. I love this shot of the impulse engines, right? The quivering air. I love that, right? That's beautiful. I love the little spinny nacelle, and they got the grills on the back of the Enterprise is beautiful. The whole thing, beautiful. I mean, look at that. It's just beautiful. But then it just gets like you see boring flying through space over and over again. Like, oh, look, there's another nebula. Look, we saw it with Star Trek Voyager, right? Okay, and then this looks beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But it goes on and 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 on. It goes on a long time, as you can see, right? Finally, Strange New Worlds, right? They're created by Keith Goldman, Alex Kurtzman, and Jimmy Lumet, like the Three Stooges, the Confederacy of Dunces. 3 names that inspire fear into any project they're connected with. And stories by these three. As I said, the Confederacy of Dunces over here. So meanwhile, and again, all this stuff I quite like. You know, it's annoying the shit out of me, but I like elements of it because I love Star Trek, right? And then they're using that against me. So we have Vulcan, and he looks nothing like Spock. Like Zachary Quinto nails Spock. This guy is nowhere near. Okay, you know what he looks like? He looks like in the James Bond movie, You Only Live Twice, I think. You Only Live Twice, where Sean Connery has to go undercover as a Japanese person, right? That's what he looks like. Okay, he looks nothing like Spock. So he's having dinner with very, very hot Lady Love. Turns out to be the woman he does Ponfar with, right? But very, very hot woman. They're having dinner together, and you have a bit of what's name Sands in the background. So again, nice stuff there. And she just, and they have a go. You see, like Vulcans being normal together, and they're still logical. And then she whips this thing out and opens it, and then it asks them to marry him because apparently she does. That's what they do in Vulcan society. And it feels a little, I mean, I can see them doing this in original series, so I'm fine with it. And she's very, very hot. Okay, I can't overstate how insanely hot she is, which makes everything about this okay. And they have a bit of a smooch. Like, why is she kissing cosplay Spock? No, baby, she should kiss me. Anyway, so then they're smooching, and the waiter says, can you take this disgusting display elsewhere? And she's like, what an excellent idea. And they basically go back to her place for a shag, right? He's looks over the mountains and doesn't look like Spock. She's got all the candles lit. She's ready to go. She is revved up. She is ponfaring. Certainly limbered up. And they start smooching again. I enjoy the the Star Trek porn. I guess it's working for me. And then his communicator goes, "I got to get it. It's my duty." She says, and Pike's like, "We got to go back to Enterprise." He's like, "Spock, are you naked?" He says, "No, I'm still wearing my pants." He said, "But whatever." T'Preen, whatever. He says he was about to be if you didn't call. Okay, so it's like, okay, sorry, Spock. He said, "Yeah, well, what can you do, Captain? My duty is my duty." And off he goes on a shuttle to the Enterprise. Again, all this is very, very much based on motion picture. But at the end, look, it certainly looks like it's put a lot more money into this than into Discovery, right? This looks like a lot more polished. Spock was already engaged in the original series. Yeah, well, that this is tying into that. Yeah, absolutely. Because they get engaged tonight. So this is what, 7 years before that, 10 years, must be about 15 years actually. So first contact reported, species unconfirmed, Gorn. Okay, fine. So he's looking up the specs of his new first officer, who's really annoying and it's one of the 2022 blight of too many stunning and brave female characters. If you turn 2 of these characters male, and you had more adventurous, fearless writing room, right? Which you don't. You've got a white writing room with timid sheep. You have writing room people like, look at the Deep Space Nine writing room, look at the Next Generation writing room, people who fire around ideas and will call each other ideas garbage, right? The real rough and tumble writing room, they could have a good show with this, right? But they're not going to do that. But and it's so upsetting because they could. It really is. It really is. But yeah, you got too many stunning and brave female characters. They should certainly keep Chapel. Oh god, she's hot. We're going to see her soon. They go to dry dock, and he's so I forgot to say in the original scene, we found out he's very reticent to go back because of his experience with Discovery. I'm like, well, what happened with Discovery? Well, I don't care. Blah, blah. And it's like, and they're not allowed to talk about Discovery going to the future. It's super classified. But he's freaked out because I forgot he found out he's going to die. Okay. So he's living with that now as he, so he goes to Enterprise. You got your traditional fly around scene, so you get to see the ship. Wow, Enterprise, and it looks very good. And he beams in. I'm not sure I like the new uniforms, but I'm okay with it, right? Honestly, I'm not going to be a dick about it. I think they could be a bit brighter. I wish they were more like they were in Discovery, because I think that was what's his name, Brian Fuller's original design, right? Very, very bright. I wish they were going like that. And Spock and Pike talk, and again, Spock looks nothing like Spock. Pike, I like this take on Pike. So yeah, so now we meet, and she's so annoying. I'm trying to remember where I've seen her from. She's been in everything. Okay, she's been in Line of Duty. I've seen her in that. She's been in Black Mirror, and she's a new number one, and she's a bit damaged, right? And she's very, very tough. And they meet and say, "Hi, you're my new number one." And then we got Stunning and Brave, a woman 2 and 3. It's like 4. Fuck off. She's okay, but this is pointless. Why is this a horror? Why not just make it a new character? You know, I mean, like, why do they have to use toys from the past? Why? This is just make her a new character. I don't mind the performance. It's just like so detached from a horror. I can't. It just seems weird to me. I don't get it at all. So they get ready to go, and he looks into his chair, and he sees a vision of himself as his future version. Oh no! And so he's like, engage. And again, her whole character is having the size of her head shaved and smirking knowingly. Like, yes, we know you're a lesbian. Okay, yes, we know you're a lesbian. We know, we can see. So this is the other character they need to get rid of. Like, you had 2 male characters loving the grills. Engage, shoosh. And off they go to wherever they're going. They see telling the crew, we're going to first contact, and you get to see around the ship a little bit. I like the engineering room design. It was a nice compromise between the original series and next gen ones, and you get to see the crew, and they're diverse and stunning and brave and stunning and diverse. But again, honestly, it's only here when I see the entire British crew of women that I know I'm in 2022, right? And again, they could. If you're going to have the Chinese woman or somebody who hardly speaks, they change that all the time. Fine, and they should have a bloke fly the ship. It just feels like they're making the point. It feels like because they are. And Spock is, so he goes to his ready room, and he's remembering the future of him blowing up and going, oh, no. And Spock says, are you okay? He's like, yeah, but I can't tell you. And it talks about Enterprise lots, and I miss my sister. I'm like, who's your fucking sister? I'm like, oh, yeah, right, it's Burden. Right, I forgot. Right, and he's remembering his future. Meanwhile, on the planet where they're making first contact, they turn up on the planet Allegory. Hello, planet Allegory. Hi, I'm a lesbian. I know. I'm stunning and brave. Yeah, I know. I like to eat pussy. I know. Do you know Bill Potts? We all know Bill Potts. Bill Potts ended her Doctor Who career by being permanently wet. I'm saying no more. Uhura is trying to find them, and she locates the ship, I think. right? They find the ship, but there's no life signs on it. They're like, where's everyone? And apparently there was only 3 people on this ship, right? Yeah, she was much like Pike used to be. She didn't want to sit around waiting for Enterprise to be ready, so she took this little quick mission, and the 3 of them have gone missing, right? They're trying to find them, and they can't. They can vaguely pick up Walt's signature from the ground, and she's like, "Hi, I'm a lesbian." I know, I'm a lesbian. Yeah, okay. I might be a lesbian too. Says this other one who's number 1, who's just stunning and brave. I mean, like, all these stunning and brave Mary Sues, they're just somewhat interchangeable, right? And dull. See, here's the thing. When Star Trek in 68, 66, 67, had a black woman as a bridge officer, that was revolutionary. That was pushing the edge. This is so backward looking, right? This is also backward looking now. This is following an idiot crowd when it used to be so smart. Star Trek, it used to be so cutting edge smart. Now it's just dumb, right? It is just dumb as dumb can be, and it just is, right? It just is dumb. Somebody's like, maybe I'm a lesbian too. Well, of course you are. You live in Hollywood, so obviously you're lesbian. So yeah, she's like, "Hello, I'm English." I said, "I know you're English." And then she's like, "Okay, we got to go to Orange Alert or whatever." Yeah, and we got to raise shields. If you don't raise shields, we're all good. It might be. If you raise shields, we might get in trouble. It might just be we'll cause a what's the name? An incident. Like, yeah, we'll cause them to attack. We'll seem like we're being aggressive. And no, you got to do it, otherwise we're vulnerable. So Pike says, "Yeah, let's raise shields. That's a good idea." Right, so they raise shields, and then right then 3 missiles turn up. Whoosh! And they fire from the planet, and they blow them up. And if they didn't have the shields up, they would be brown bread, right? They would not have been good. Oh yeah, so they okay, let's go to red alert then, right? And you can tell they're red alert because they go, "Oh, funky lighting." Do they have pre-red alert? Let's go to red alert. Disco lighting. Yay! Oh man, I'm totally frozen. Yay, disco lighting. Doink. And let's go to the next slide. Doink. So they I can crop the layout somehow. That's interesting. Fine. So I gotta say I often do that when I want to zoom in. So it's like start talking about it. They look at all the data of the planet, and it basically look. It's Earth allegory. Name of the planet Earth allegory. And they sit and they try and work out what to do, and they say they're talking about all the planets around them have. They say it's really weird, right? Because they don't have any of the technology around what a capable society or a nearly warp capable society should be able to do, and all the planets around them do, and they don't really understand, and so it's happening really, really strange. And it seems to be they're developing a warp bomb rather than a warp engine. So it's like inventing. So basically, it's like inventing atomic power to make the atomic bomb rather than make atomic energy. Right. So then say, okay, fine, we got to go and infiltrate, and then the best thing happened. Firstly, I like this doctor, right? I like this doctor a lot. Yeah, what's it? No, that makes a full screen. It said shift sign or rather. Yeah, it said shift, I think F2. Oh, I say I got 3 little dots. No, don't want to do that. Anyway, fine. So we meet the new guy. I like this doctor, right? He doesn't feel forced. He feels very naturally Star Trek. He's got a very Caribbean accent or whatever. I like him, right? He was a engaging, fun character, right? So again, they're trying so hard because they're only a little bit off, but that little bit off makes it completely indigestible, which is a real shame. It's like when you get one ink blot on a white cashmere sweater, the whole thing's unusable, right? Or like you have a little bit of shit on a McDonald's cherry pie. Unfortunately, that whole cherry pie is gone, right? Even for just a small bit of shit. But this character, really good. I really liked it. In fact, I like Med Bay in general because we meet Nurse Chapel in a bit. Best thing in it, right? So he's got a nice relationship with Pike, which I like. And yes, this guy looks nothing like Spock, right? Continues not to look like Spock. And so they're going to go and they're going to be genetically altered. Oh, yeah, so they know each other already. And before they... so they make this weird eye signal to each other. And it's something about knowing each other, about being cleared for medically cleared, and I don't understand what it means, but maybe they'll talk about it later. But anyway, so they're going to be medically altered to fit in, and we meet the wonderful arse of Nurse Chapel, right? Very nice, and she's got a somewhat dangerous Emma Stone kind of look, right? Which for me works, right? I kind of like her, and she's got a nice kind of quirky. I don't know. I mean, other than being hot, she's kind of nuts as well, which I kind of like, right? So she's going to inject them. So first you've got to be tranquilized to be genetically altered. It's very painful, right? So again, I like the design work on everything. So fine, she injects everyone, and for some reason it takes time, right? It works only when the plot needs it to, sort of, right? So she doesn't want to be tranquilized. She refuses to be tranquilized, and says, "But it's going to really hurt." So look, if you order me to, I will, but I don't want to be. Right? You know my history, so I really don't. But okay, you can do it without being tranquilized. And for her, it works instantly as they start to turn into the alien type people. But she doesn't flinch. Oh, so here we meet our old friend. Yeah, I'm so excited to see back in Star Trek again. Who I actually saw last night in the night before last, and I saw Star Trek 2. It was very cool to see him in it. Was he on the Reliant? I think it was on the Reliant, right? Transporter Chief Kyle. Like, why not just make a different character? This is like, I don't understand. Just make a different character. This has nothing to do with Transporter Chief Kyle at all. And it's just stupid demographic. And again, this is Star Trek that had an Asian helmsman. You're not breaking ground, right? You're not being stunning. You're not being brave. Unless it's representation for little faggots, because that would make sense. And Spock. Oh, yeah, so this is weird. So they're all genetically altered and they're about to beam down. And you go, why are they beaming down in costume, in their uniforms? They're going to be very noticeable. I don't understand. Like, what? I don't understand this. And they beam down, and then on the planet, they arrive, and they're in native outfits. The transporter change their clothes for them. Like, it's just like, we've seen time, and I mean, again, we've seen Transporter Chief Carl being a blondish, reddish haired Irish person, right? We've also seen Kirk and Spock get changed before they transport down, right? That's how it happened. That happens, 15, 20 years in the future, right? Doesn't matter. We do it differently now. And it's not like it makes it any better. It's just stupid. It's stupid and annoying. So fine, they've transported down, and Spock doesn't like he's wearing shorts, and they're saying, oh God, it's so obvious they're talking about what's going on with our world. So the basic premise is, listen, guys, You got to stop worrying about the election being stolen in 2020, right? You got to start trusting authority, even though we know they all lie to us all the time. You just got to start believing it all and trusting, because otherwise they're all going to die. I'm like, well, maybe you could just like take your boots off our neck. No, because you're on the wrong side of history. You're on the wrong side of history and are evil, so we got to keep our boots on your neck. But like, I don't want to say things are real that are not. If we say they're real, they're real. And if you argue with us, we will crush you. So yeah, so this feels like, you know, like we're not. This is not a one-sided disagreement, right? Yeah, this feels like it might be somewhat two-sided to me. Okay. Anyway, so they say they do rewrite Star Trek history once again when they talk about how, you know, Star Trek devolved into became the utopian Star Trek. But we'll get to that soon. So they're looking around and they're seeing, like, you know, the deep divisions, and they're scanning and said, oh, it's in that building over there. We got to work out how to get in. Said, okay, I'll work it out. So she pretends to be sick. Oh, help me. She goes, and he said, oh, I need my pinch. Well, I said, I need my pinch. He said, oh, I get it. And he neck pinches both of them, right? I guess he knew she could, although he does it in a different way than he always did it before. But okay, who cares? Nothing matters. So they take their IDs and their costumes, and they are going to break in and said, you know what we're going to do with them? We'll just beam them onto the Enterprise and keep them sedated, right? That's going to work out totally fine. Now, it's okay, though, because I like the Doctor and I like seeing Nurse Chapel. So she wants to get a bit of DNA from them, because Spock's DNA thing is a bit dodgy and he might switch back any minute. So I know she talks about something, but she's just very hot. So that's really all I was paying attention to. And so she gets. So he's not a match, right? But this one is, yay! So we got to get a bit of this guy's DNA. But they wake up. Oh no, they haven't been sedated. What's going on? And this guy also wakes up, runs away. Oh, get out! And so he's got the DNA they need. I said, oh, I'll go and sedate him. You go and get the rabbit. Fine. So I'll go to chase after him. And again, I like her kind of crazy look, right? I like that she's like, strikes me that she may be insane in bed, right? That's basically the vibe I'm getting from her, which I like. I do like that. And also awfully athletic. So that's always a good sign. Meanwhile, on the bridge, there's a lesbian in command. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to let you know, I eat carpet. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Acting Captain. Just want to let you know, I'm stunning and brave and a lesbian. We know. Fine. So, they tell them, don't go in yet, because Spock's thing may not stand up against their eye scanny thingy. You got to wait. And then they said, no, you got to go in, otherwise you're going to get in trouble. They say, wait a second, we don't have time to wait. So, Transport Carl says, wasn't I a blonde Irish guy, like, in the future, which is the past? Didn't that happen? I don't know. Right? I don't know. I'm just confused. So anyway, they're trying to catch the guy. So no, don't go through there. Oh, and he gets into the turbulence. And inside is Uhura, and she talks him down. Right? So meanwhile, the other people's going to say, "Hey, don't you play that game on your planet?" And she knows all about their planet now for some reason, right? So yeah, I know Wacko Ball, right? I know that. And she's like, I gotta get over there. Meanwhile, she's going through, getting it to activate the emergency the medical transporter. And so she says, well, I heard the best game was this. Says, yes, I was at that game and it was incredible and all this. And so she doesn't notice Nurse Chapel, who I always notice, sedating him. I mean, look how hot she is. I'm sorry. Okay, I like. Okay, the show wins on that. Okay, certainly the first hotness we've seen in Star Trek since 7 of 9. Okay, 7 of 9, Voyager season 5. When they got rid of the silver costume, it was the end of the super hotness, right? Yeah, there's no Dr. Boys, okay? There's Dr. Black Guy, okay? and super hot Nurse Chapel. Why are you complaining? There's super hot Nurse Chapel being super hot. And I just want to say very clearly, if super hot Nurse Chapel happens to have lengthy lesbian sex with Captain Gay, Captain Lesbian, or Lieutenant Lesbian, that's fine. We should explore that very slowly, in slow motion and extreme close-ups in 4K. Okay, that's just all I'm suggesting. Anyway, they managed to get this guy back, and they get the thing they need, and they send it over. And so Spock's trying to get in, and stop letting him in. He's like, hi. So they said, transport now, transport to Carl. By the way, did you know I'm a lesbian? Yes, I knew that. Hi, I'm Nurse Chapel. Hi, I'm not a horror. Okay. So he's about to be shot. Oh no, you're not ready. He's like, I can work this out because I am a blonde Irish man, if nothing else. And then they beam it in, and suddenly it works. They beam the injection directly into him, which is weird. Okay, fine. So now they've got in, and now they're able to scan properly, and they go this way, and they know where they're going. And there's this one woman who's going, hi, I really want to shag you, and I'm super hot. Yes, super hot and up for shagging. That's me, DTF. That's my name, DTF. And she's like, I wouldn't mind a bit of that too. And then, whoa, what's going on? Oh no, he's turning Vulcan. Help us. That's weird. And they're like, sorry, can't shag. It's our floor. And off they go. They find the cell. They go, it's in there. And they get in. But, hello, everybody. Hello. We're here to save you. My name's Luke Skywalker. I'm here to save you. Da, 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 da. No. Wouldn't it be great if that was that, though? And they find them, and they have been maltreated because they're bad people. Hi, oh, we're so close with each other. Hello. And they say, we got to get out now. So what's gone on is they've I'm not even sure we found this out yet, but they've been trying to tunnel away to get through to a transporter hole, but they said no, we're just going to get out. Said okay, let's go this way. So basically what happened is, because of all the traffic near them during the season finale in Discovery, they were able to pick up readings and be able to extrapolate for that how to make matter antimatter explosion. And instead of making warp fiction out of that, they start designing bomb at that. However, I'm always annoyed, right? Because there's a very good book by what's the name called Federation, I think, which was about Zephyr and Cochrane. And they had a whole thing where they said the warp bomb didn't really work. It only had something that it can only make one size explosion, right? Try reading books instead of burning them. So PD Rich, yes, that was so much better. Anyway, so they get out, and they're like, oh no, we have to stop these people. And he goes, oh no, it's very painful. I say, well, what's going on? And he turns back to being a Vulcan. And I still don't look like Spock. Oh no. So now they have to fight each other and standing array. Oh, tiny women fight big men. Yes. And they make it up, and and then they say, okay, so basically they know that that it's their fault they know about warp technology, because they didn't hide it during the Discovery thing. Anyway, so they say, fine, so me and Spock are going to stay here. You're all going to beam up. So, no, you can't. Yes, you can. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. And they decide to do that. Oh, yeah, no, okay, so they're talking, this is what they tell them about the Discovery instance. Because there's so many ships, they're going through space warp into the future. And why are they tying this to Discovery so much? Again, Discovery is shit beyond shit beyond shit beyond shit. Just I don't know why they're tying it so much to it. Fine. So they're they know it's their fault. So he says, fine. So me and Spock are going to stay here and we're going to solve it. Maybe knowing the future can help me. And he's like trying to tie his story arc of like he knows how he's going to die, which has been freaking him out. So he says, well, maybe that's going to make a big difference, and it does basically. And he says, fine. So you guys all beam out, and we're going to stay here. That's an order, right? That's an order. Finish. And they beam out. Go to the next file. And it's just Spock and what's name left. Says we're just going to reveal ourselves and see what we can do. So he goes. They go out and they go. Take me to your leader. And so they meet Hillary Clinton. Apparently, is the leader. Who's stunning and brave. And he's like, no, you shouldn't make a bomb. You should make friends and come to space. He says, no, yeah, we can't. It all has a bigger weapon that matters. Right? And that's the only thing that matters. That we can't, otherwise they're going to kill us. We need to make a big bomb. And he says, well, wait a minute. And then so he calls on his, he uses some kind of voice activation on his communicator and tells them to Enterprise to come to lower orbit, right? And says, no, let's go and see. And they go and see what they said. Oh my God, it's so scary. There's a relatively small starship hanging in the. I mean, look, it's big, but it doesn't look as terrifying as they're acting, right? But okay, so fine. So they've broken the first. They've broken the Prime Directive, right? Which isn't called the Prime Directive at this point. They've broken the Prime Directive, sort of. Well, pretty much so, but they've revealed their presence, right? And because of this, the two sides start talking. They're arguing with each other, and he's like, you know what? We're just gonna, if interfered, we're gonna interfere a bit more. Okay, that we already caused a problem. We're just trying to cure the contamination. And so they call up records from Starbase. Really? Wait. Did I must have missed a bunch of images. So man, I don't know how this happened. So what happens is, how's this happen? I must have missed a bunch of images. Fine. So basically what happens is he beams down right in the middle of them arguing and says, I can't, oh man, let me see if I can find these images, because they are so woke, right? They are so insanely woke. Where did they go? Oh, I can't believe I missed that. Hang on. This must be the right photo. Yeah, I have the technology. Let me see if I can work this out. Give me a second. Where are we? Because this is where it gets super woke, right? And this is what you guys are interested in seeing. Because they don't even know when they're doing it, which is the amazing thing. They have no clue when they're being painfully, annoyingly woke. So wait, we're nearly there. Hang on. Oh, no, it's missing from here as well. Did I put them in the wrong folder? Ah, it really sucks. I saved them somewhere. Where did they go? All right, so they're not there. One sec. This is worth investigating where they might have gone to. Ah, are they over here? I can't believe really the super woke pictures I lost, because it shows they talk about how Star Trek devolved into maybe it's over here. Yes, here's this batch. Okay, found it. Aha. So it's 58 images I missed, and believe me, we're going to want to see all of these. And give it a second, it's opening up. Now I've got to do wrong order. Let's try that. We'll try that again. We'll do. That should do the trick. And if not, I think I know a way of making it work. Hang on. So we'll do. So no, fine. Go. There we go. Fine. Good. I am glad we found those images because this is well worth it. This was well worth the delay. Share screen. Fine. So they're like, this is the prime directive. We can't do this. This is wrong. And why is she so sneery? I mean, really, why be so sneery, right? And he's like, no, we're going to interfere even more. So he asks them to call out historical records, and he beams down in front of them, and he's like, hi, sorry to interrupt. He's quite good. I like it. He's good as the captain. He's got a very nice, light touch, right? It's just a story. It's a very simplistic, sub-level Voyager story, right? And he's like, no, this is where we're from. This is our planet. This is where we look. What it looks like now. But this is what. This is where we are. But this is what it looked like. Basically in our time, right? And so it said, there was a war. We called it the Civil War. First we called it the Second Civil War. Then we called it the Great War. Then we called it. So you can't really see it. It says audit the vote. One of the pictures here says audit the vote. It's complaining about the election, right? So this is what calls it, right? Audit the vote, right? Dear globalists, F your mask. Biden, president, they see all this you're not supporting all this hate again without paying any attention to what's actually going on, just assuming that they're right and these evil, stupid yokels shouldn't be complaining. They just can't control it. So this is what caused the breakdown of society, and then eventually it caused the war. Before it became the eugenics war. It became the Civil War, Second Civil War, then the eugenics war, and then just the war, right? And then all these nukes went off everywhere. And it nearly destroyed our planet. That is basically saying Trump caused it. And I was like, really? Do you not see this being slightly partisan? And they're like, oh my gosh, no. How can it? But this planet, there is very blended. There's only racial harmony. So everything must be good, right? Everything must, man. It's just they're so stupid, the people writing it. It's so painful. And they're so stupid, and they're too stupid to know how stupid they are, how ignorant they are. So this could happen to you, or you could join the United Federation of Planets and seek the stars. And he's like, well, okay, I'm a cool doctrine, but she's very hot, so everything's okay. And most of the rest of the episode is portraits of everybody going hard. And again, every shot is her sneering with her head shaved, outside of her head shaved. I know you're a lesbian. She's like, I'm a lesbian, Yes, we know you're a lesbian, okay? You don't really... We are aware. We are aware of your lesbianness. Right, okay, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. I feel represented now. And they all smiled at us because we're so stunning. And they go, oh, we need to think this through. Yes, we need to find a way to make peace with our time. I don't look like a horror, but Nurse Chapel looks hot. And I'm still a lesbian. I know. And that's how they start drawing the Enterprise and what it means. And they completely change that plan, and they totally violate the Prime Directive at this point, right? They are a massive cultural influence. And they join the Federation, essentially. And again, this may have become the mascot cultural influence. Nice shot though, as they make a little mobile of the Enterprise, which morphs into the Enterprise flying away, which I think is quite nice. Anyway. So I'm glad we didn't miss out those 6-year show shots, because that was reasonably important, I think. Fine. So then we're back at this star base that we'd never seen before, right? We've never seen a star base. And I'm like, okay, fine. But it's a huge star base. We see how big it is compared to the Enterprise. So this is a bit ridiculously large, right? If that's, honestly, one of these domes would be like Space Dock. It's a bit ridiculously large. Meanwhile, in this ridiculously large arena, Black Robert April, who had a blackoptomy, so he had his white privilege removed and became black and stunning and brave, said, I had to use up all my credit. I nearly turned white, okay, trying to make this work. I nearly turned white. But they made it work. Well done. So now we talk. Let's talk about our past. So apparently, she had this whole history with the Gorn, right? I thought the first time he met the Gorn was in the original series episode, right? They said unconfirmed species report. Fine. So anyway, so then do they have the report there? No, wait a minute. We can have this conversation in a second. So. Oh yeah, so then they ask Jim. So then they ask Lieutenant Kirk to come in. This is what's his name? Kirk, his brother, Sam Kirk. Sam Kirk with a mustache. Hi, I'm Sam Kirk with a mustache. And he's like, I don't like the tash. Me either. And they all look around. They all look smug at each other. And Nurse Chapel is hot. And this guy beams on, and they're like, "Hey, let's go, everybody! It's so cool." He's like, "We're going to stick out strange new worlds." Okay, so we missed the whole story. I must have missed the whole story with what's the name? There we go, back over here. That's quite an important plot point. Oh no, here, no, it keeps going. Going the wrong way. Hang on. So we get, as I said, Lieutenant Englishwoman's backstory. So apparently, she was with a group of people who were captured by the Gorn, and they were eaten by them, or they were used as mating sacks. That doesn't sound good, right? That doesn't sound good. So when they grab a bunch of people, they normally let somebody go on a raft for them to die. That's basically their tradition. She had to be picked up by a ship, right? Mr. Jackman said, Star Trek Voyager with a female captain was less woke than there's modern people trying to make retro Star Trek. Make it stop. I can't agree with you more. I cannot agree with you more. So she's very damaged, and now she is the security chief. Well, that's good. I'm glad that I'm sure that's going to work out well. So yeah, then he does the space, the final frontier speech, right? And you see everybody on the crew like, yay. And she goes, that's so cool. They try writing her as Tilly, right? They're writing her as Tilly, which is annoying. And they fly off into the distance beautifully, absolutely beautifully. And then, do we have another ending? Next time on Strange New World. Oh, this season on Strange New World. So we see a bunch of shots. Oh no, I don't like Spock. Boom! Swoop whoosh. Spacesuits. Spacesuits. I'm a little woman. Captain Pike. Boop, boop. And all these things and more. All these things and more is coming to Star Trek Discovery. Who gives a shit? I mean, Star Trek. I mean, I wish I cared, but I really super don't. Right? I really super don't. Blowing up. Whoa. And again, as much Nurse Chapel as humanly possible. That's what I think. This shit. Oh, really. As I say, much Nurse Chapel, I get angry lesbian. Really, it's not fun. That's not. No, we got to end on a Nurse Chapel. Okay. Oh, okay. She's very hot. She's very hot. We like Nurse Chapel. So there you go. Star Trek Brave New Worlds. I would say a mediocre premiere, right? I mean, it really is. It was a dull sub-Voyager plot that with characters littered with too many stunning and brave women characters littered with wokeness, wagging its finger at deplorables, essentially. Because you're going to start nuclear war and destroy us all, which is what they're all saying to each other now. There you go. Tune in next week for more. I mean, they're going to be episodic. Maybe it'll get better. I doubt it will. I just don't think there's a talent is available in Hollywood right now in the current season, especially not talent that would outshine Kurtzman, which, let's face it, has to be a pretty unbelievably low amount of talent, right? A very, very low amount of talent indeed. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.